Hello students, let us start new concept, that is network theorems. Here we have four types of theorems for you. First one is superposition theorem. Okay, superposition theorem also called as SPT. Second one is Thevenin's theorem. Third one is Norton's theorem, and final fourth one is maximum power transfer theorem, that is called MPT. Okay, so network theorems are useful tools to solve a network having different configurations. Okay, so each and every theorem will have their own configurations of circuits. We are going to solve the network using respect to theorems. Okay, so first theorem we are going to see is superposition theorem. Okay, so let us see what is a superposition theorem here. So let us see the statement of superposition theorem. According to SPT, that is superposition theorem, okay, in any linear bilateral multi-source network, okay, a network is which is linear and bilateral and which is having multiple sources, that is it is having sources more than 2 or more than 1. Okay, it is having multiple sources and it is a linear circuit and it is bilateral. Then the current in or the voltage across any branch can be calculated by taking the algebraic sum of responses of individual sources acting alone. Okay, here the thing is the current in or branch voltage. Okay, so in a linear network which is having multiple sources, if we want to find a current in one branch or voltage across the branch, okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to calculate individual responses. That means individual response of each source. Okay, we use individual sources, that is if a network has 3 sources, we are taking one source at a time and we will be getting one response for one source. Likewise, we will be getting 3 responses for 3 individual sources acting alone. So in the end we are going to add all the 3 responses so that we are going to get the overall response of the system. Okay, so the statement is, in a linear bilateral multi-source network, the current or voltage across any branch can be calculated by taking the algebraic sum of response of individual sources acting alone and replacing other active sources with their internal resistances. Okay, so you will understand it clearly when we proceed further. Okay, just relax till now. Okay, and here we are going to take effect of one source at a time. Okay, if we have, let us assume we have 2 sources in a circuit. Okay, we are going to, let us assume we have to find a voltage across an element, a resistor. Okay, so since we have 2 voltage sources, we are going to find the response due to one source first, and we are going to replace the other source with its internal resistance. Okay, so what does it mean? Okay, so for a voltage source, what is the internal resistance? It is connected in series. Okay, Rm. Okay, so for an ideal source, Rm is 0. For an ideal source, Rm is 0, internal resistance is 0 for an ideal voltage source. For a practical source, it will have some resistance, that is Rm. I have already explained you. And let us see what for a current source, you will have a resistor connected in parallel for a practical source. Okay, this is Rm for this current source I. Okay, so practically it will have some value, but ideally it will have infinite value. That means you are going to replace the circuit with a open circuit. So what I mean to say is, if you have a voltage source in the network, if you want to replace it with its internal resistance, you are going to short circuit the voltage source. Okay, so you are going to, if it is a voltage source, you are going to replace it with a short circuit. Okay, short circuit means just a line. If you have a current source in the network, if you want to replace it with its internal resistance, okay, so you are going to make it as an open circuit. Okay, so for a voltage source you are going to make a short circuit, for current source you are going to make open circuit. Okay, so we are going to find response due to individual sources. So first I have considered one source, so I am going to find the response due to that source. Let us assume it as V1, and second I am going to consider the second source and I will replace the other source with its internal resistance, and I am going to get another voltage across the same element, that is V2. So overall at the end I am going to add the responses of individual sources, that is V1 plus V2. So this is the voltage required across the element. Okay, so we are going to find the responses of each and every element by replacing other sources with their internal resistance, and we are going to add them. That is algebraic sum means we are going to add the final individual responses, and we are going to get overall response of the circuit. Okay, so let us proceed further. You will understand it clearly. Okay, so statement states, once again I am repeating, in any linear bilateral multi-source network, the current in or voltage across any branch can be calculated by taking algebraic sum of responses of individual sources acting alone and replacing other active sources with their internal resistances. Okay, so we are going to find the individual responses and we are going to add them at the end. So finally we are going to get the response of the system. So this is about superposition theorem. So let us proceed. So here this is superposition theorem. Okay, so here the superposition theorem extends the use of Ohm's law. Okay, here this is important, multiple sources. Okay, the circuit with multiple sources can be solved using superposition theorem. Okay, a circuit with multiple sources can be solved using superposition theorem, SPT. Okay, definition is the current through or voltage across an element in a linear bilateral network equal to the algebraic sum of currents or voltage produced independently by each source. Okay, so the sum of response of each individual sources. Okay, if we want to find the voltage, that will be sum of 3 responses. If we have to find the current, that will be sum of 3 responses. Okay, the superposition theorem is very helpful in determining a voltage across an element or current through a branch when the circuit contains multiple number of voltage or current sources. Okay, so this is regarding superposition theorem. Okay, here you see procedure to apply superposition theorem. If there are practical sources means if they will be having internal resistance, replace them by combination of ideal source and internal resistances. Okay, here you can see this is a practical source which has internal resistance Rm. So in place of voltage source I am going to replace it with a short circuit here. Okay, this is a short circuit. Okay, so for a current source I am going to replace it with a open circuit. This is open circuit. I am going to keep the internal resistance same. Okay, so if we have a practical sources, if they give ideal sources, we are directly replacing them with, if voltage source is short circuit and current source with open circuit. Okay, next. So this is for ideal sources. Okay, here you can see for ideal voltage source I am replacing it with a short circuit here. For a ideal current source I am replacing with a open circuit. Here the current will be 0 for open circuit and voltage will be 0 for short circuit. Okay, you already know this. So let us see what are the steps to use superposition theorem. First we have to select any one source in the given network and remove other independent sources with their internal resistances. Okay, first we have to choose one source and we have to replace other independent sources with internal resistances. Okay, so we don't touch dependent sources here, that is important. Okay, dependent sources we don't replace dependent sources with anything. Okay, dependent sources will remain in the network, in the circuit. Okay, dependent source we don't touch dependent sources here, we only alter our independent sources. Okay, second step is we are going to calculate the required voltage or required current of a component when one source is acting alone. Okay, so let us assume it can be V1 or it can be I1. Okay, so we are going to calculate the response of one source, that can be V1 or that can be I1. Okay, and step 3 is we are going to repeat the step 1 and 2 with a new source. Okay, so new source will have V2, either V2 or either I2. Okay, so similarly this process will continue until we finish the number of available independent sources. Okay, if there are three sources, that will extend up to V3 or I3. Okay, and we are going to add computed values obtained by individual sources. That is, if we have to find V, that will be V1 plus V2 plus V3 for this example. If we have to find current through any element, that will be I1 plus I2 plus I3. Okay, here I1, I2, I3 are responses due to each and every source. Okay, so now let us take one problem so that you can understand it clearly. So here we have a network which is having two sources here. Okay, the question is, use the superposition theorem to find voltage V, that is voltage across 4 ohms resistor in the circuit given below. Okay, so you can apply nodal analysis here or you can apply mesh analysis. Okay, but we are going to solve this using superposition theorem. Okay, first step we need to find is step 1. Step 1 is we need to find number of sources here, number of independent sources. number of independent sources. So what are the number of independent sources given in the circuit? So here this is source 1, this is source 2. Okay, we have two number of independent sources. Okay, and step 2 is we are going to find response due to one source. Okay, so let us take one source here. Okay, I am going to consider 6 volts source. I am going to consider 6 volt source here. Okay, so I am going to find the response due to this 6 volts source. Okay, so for that I am going to replace other sources, other independent sources with internal resistances. That means for a voltage source I am going to replace with for a voltage source that will be short circuit. Okay, for a current source that will be open circuit. Okay, so I am going to find the response due to 6 volts, this 6 volt source here. So I am going to read the circuit here. This is 8 ohms, 4 ohms. We need to find this voltage, and here I am going to assume the response due to 6 volts source as V1. Okay, response due to 6 volts voltage source as V1. This is 6 volts, and I am going to replace the other source, that is current source, with open circuit here. So this is important. Okay, so this is open circuit because current source will have infinite internal resistance ideally. Okay, so I am going to replace it with open circuit. Now you need to find V1. Okay, due to the 6 volts source. Okay, so you can find it, you can apply voltage division rule here. So because we will have V1 equal to source voltage V into same resistance by total resistance 4 plus 8. That will be V source voltage is 6 volts and 4 by 12. That will be 4 3 ja 3 2 ja. Okay, V1 is 2 volts here. The response due to 6 volts resistor is 6 volts source is 2 volts. Okay, next we are going to consider our 3 amps source here. Step 3, we are going to consider 3 amps source. Okay, for that we are going to replace 6 volts source. Because it is voltage source, I am going to replace it with short circuit. Okay, so let us replace it with short circuit. I am replacing 6 volts with short circuit, and the rest of the circuit will remain same. Okay, we are going to find the voltage across this 4 ohms resistor due to current source, that is 3 amperes. Okay, so you can find the current by current division rule here because it is parallel network. 8 is parallel with 4. Okay, so you can find the current in 4 ohms resistor, so that you can find the voltage by multiplying with that current. Okay, I am going to find this current I. Let us assume this I1, this as I2. You can use any of the methods you have known so far. Okay, so I am using current division rule here. Okay, I need to find I1 here. Okay, I1 can be written as total current into opposite resistance by total resistance 4 plus 8. Okay, so total current is 3 amperes into opposite resistance is 8 by 12. Okay, that will be 4 2 ja 4 3 ja, so 3 3 will get cancelled. You will have 2 amperes here. Okay, so voltage V2, response due to 3 amps resistor is 3 amps current source is V2. Okay, so V2 will be I1 into 4, that will be I1 is 2 into 4, that will be 8 volts. Okay, so I am writing here the answer is here we need to find the voltage V here. V is sum of individual responses due to individual sources, that is V1 plus V2. First one is 2 volts, second one is 8 volts. Okay, 2 plus 8, that will be 10 volts. If you find the voltage across this 4 ohms resistor by any other methods, you are going to get the same answer. Okay, so this is about applying superposition theorem to a circuit having multiple sources. Okay, so let us take another problem here. So here we have a network, the same network I consider. Here we need to find current this time. Okay, we need to find current through the same resistor 4 ohm. Okay, using superposition theorem. So let us try to understand it. So we need to find responses due to individual sources, that is I1 plus I2. Okay, so we have two sources here. So you will have two currents through the 4 ohms resistor due to individual sources. Okay, so you need to find I1 plus I2. Okay, I1 is response due to due to 6 volts source, and I2 is response due to 3 amps source. Okay, so let us find step 1. Okay, I'm going to consider 6 volts source. For that, I'm going to replace 3 amperes current source with open circuit. Because it is current source, I'm going to open it. Open circuit short form is OC. Okay, so let us draw the circuit here. 6 volts. So the same procedure. Here this will be open circuit and 3 amperes will be 0 amperes now. Okay, so here this 8 ohms and 4 ohms will stay same. Now you need to find the current through the branch 4 ohms. So the current is I1 here. Okay, so I1 can be found using your Ohm's law, that is 6 volts by series combination of 8 plus 4. Okay, that is 6 by 12. So you are going to get I1 as 0.5 amperes. Okay, you have found the response of 6 volts source on 4 ohms resistor. Okay, so this is step 1. Now let us consider second source, that is step 2. I am going to consider 3 amps source here. Let us consider 3 amps source. For that I am going to replace the remaining sources with their internal resistance, and for that I am going to replace 6 volts voltage source with, because it is voltage source, I am short circuiting the branch here. Okay, so let us draw the circuit. So this will be 6 volts short circuited. Okay, this is 8 ohms, and it is 4 ohms, and this is 3 amperes. So we need to find the current through 4 ohms resistor here, that is I2 for 3 amps source. Okay, so we have obtained the same, that was I2 is 2 amperes. Okay, yes or no? It was there in the previous slide. So we need to find the total response of the system, that is I1 plus I2. Okay, that is 0.5 plus 2, that is 2.5 amperes is flowing through the 4 ohms resistor due to these two sources. Okay, you can verify this. You can verify the answer using any of the methods. You can apply nodal analysis or you can apply mesh analysis, so that you will get the same answer. Okay, so this is regarding superposition theorem. I will give you some problems, okay, so that you can practice them. Okay, thank you.